Hey Della, really excited to talk with you today. You just have an incredible story to share. It's probably one of my favorite stories out of all the students, and that really says something. There's a ton of really great students. So how about we start this off? You tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure. So my name is Della, and prior to CourseCareers, I was a student. I have prior military experience, and I had a little bit of B2C sales experience, so business to consumer. I was selling suits and tuxedos and prom dresses and wedding dresses. So that's a little bit about me.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're working in like retail sales, selling clothes, and then you went to the military. And what were you doing in the military?
In the military, I was doing military police. So I was, they call them master at arms. And I did that for 5 years. And once I got out, I just jumped right into school. I got my associates in business, and I found CourseCareers while I was actually studying for cybersecurity.
Gotcha. Okay, so you finished your associates, and were you currently enrolled in school when you found Course Careers?
Yes, I was.
Gotcha. Are you currently enrolled anymore?
I still am. I think tomorrow is the last day. Yes. So
Gotcha. So I know I need to hear more about that. I'm sure the students want to too. So you are enrolled in college. Was it like a 4-year university, or what were you going? Where were you going to college?
yes. So it's a 4-year university with a 5-year program with co-op. It's called Drexel University in Pennsylvania. I was studying online though. So I was
Mhm.
at home studying. I was taking 5 courses, had a full plate. But it wasn't my first time doing it. So I really learned how to do schedules and routine and like do the same thing every day. And that just helped me
Mhm.
be effective.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're doing this online schooling. Then how did you hear about Course Careers? Then were you actively like searching for it, or?
Um, Kind of yes and no. So I feel like the field found me because I was really just contemplating, and I was going through school, and I was noticing that being at home and working from home, I enjoyed it, but I really wanted to talk to people more. Just my personality, I'm really talkative, I'm really outgoing, super friendly. And I reflected back on my time in sales, and I'm like, man, I wonder if I can combine sales and tech. Like, can I do that? Is it possible? So
Yeah.
I started scouring around, looking. And I found it. I found some information on TikTok, YouTube, and I was like, wow, I was really excited about it. And I just started looking for jobs and seeing if I could apply, but I felt like really bad because I didn't feel like I measured up and I couldn't meet the job description, what I needed to do.
Gotcha. Okay. And then you found Course Careers as kind of your solution to bridge the gap between where you currently are and where you want to go, which is a technical sales job.
Absolutely. So I was looking through LinkedIn, and surprisingly enough, I saw an ad for CourseCareers, and I started doing more research on it. And it was very interesting. But I was like, you know what? I need to wait. I'm in school. Like, I can't take any more on my plate. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep knowing that I was leaving money on the table, that this could offer me a job right away. Like, it was a return on investment that I'd see immediately. But with school, I still had like 18 more months to go,
Mhm.
and then start looking for a job. So it was something that I think maybe a day or two went by, and I talked to my husband. I'm like, look, I think I can do this. Like, I
Yeah.
think I can juggle both, and let's just see if everything it says really is true. And we found out it is.
Really glad to hear that. So you said you go through the introduction course and you said, okay, I'm going to sleep on this for a couple of days, talk with your husband, you decided to jump right in. And what was that learning experience like?
It was amazing. I was used to doing a self-paced learning, really just knowing how to motivate myself and staying consistent. And one of the things that made me the most effective was I scheduled out a certain amount of time for CourseCareers every single day, and I made sure to do it every single day.
Mhm.
I made sure to read what I was supposed to read, and I took notes. And then I told myself, there is power in one more. So every time I'd say, okay, I did what I was supposed to do today, I'm going to watch one more video,
Yeah.
and I'm going to just seal the deal. And I started implementing everything that the course told me, and everything just took off from there.
Wow, that's incredible. And could you tell us about how long it took you to finish? Because that's also just like a huge point, which I'm very proud of.
So sorry, go
Go ahead.
ahead.
So
Uh,
when did you enroll, and when do you think you were able to finish?
so I enrolled, I believe it was May 20th,
Mhm.
between May 20th and May 24th, and I finished um, I'm sorry, April 20th. And I finished in May 14th. Yeah. So a little over 2 weeks.
So you finished in a little over 2 weeks, start to finish, which is absolutely incredible. And were you going at this full time, or like how many hours a day were you putting in?
It varied. So initially I was putting 3 to 4 hours in, just because I knew like if I could cut out Netflix, you spend so
Yeah.
many hours like doing nothing. Why can't I
Yeah.
invest these hours into something that's actually going to bring money into my pocket?
Mhm.
So I started initially doing 4 hours a day. And then halfway through the program, I got a great message. I know we're going to talk about it later. And it really put a fire into my butt. And then I started going full time. And I was like, I'll dedicate 4 hours a day to school and I'll do the full 8 to CourseCareers, and it really paid off.
Wow, yeah, that's impressive. So I mean, not only like were you dedicating the amount of time you need, but you're also a really quick learner. So it's like that combined with the dedication, it's just an amazing combination. So you're going through this program, you're a couple weeks into it, and can you share us about one of the message that you got?
Yeah, so just to drive it back a little bit, so I was going to school for cybersecurity, and I learned about this company called KnowBe4 and how great they were with security awareness training. And I was just really thrilled about the company. I was like, man, maybe when I graduate, I might be able to work for them. That's 18 more months down the road. Well, once I started doing CourseCareers, I got on the Discord call, and you had shared with us that KnowBe4 was one of your partner companies. So I was like super stoked, but it was outside of the internship window. So a little devastating, but you know what? I was going to keep hope and just keep going. So as I was going through the course, I started implementing everything that you shared with us to do on LinkedIn. And out of nowhere, I just got this message from the VP of sales at KnowBe4. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I was walking my dog and I just saw this message pop up and I'm like, oh my God, I started freaking out. Didn't care who was around. I just started freaking out. So I got this message and he said that he would like to interview me for a position. And from then on, that's when I really kicked it into overdrive and started putting the 8 hours in a day with CourseCareers.
Wow. So how long or how many weeks were you into the course at that point before you got that message from the VP of sales?
I would say it was halfway through. So it was about a week and a half. No, not even, maybe a little over a week. A little over.
A little over a week into the course, you get this message from the VP of sales like, hey, we want to interview you. And you're like, what? This is a company I've always wanted to work for. And you actually live in Clearwater. You're in cybersecurity. This is the number 1 company to work for in Clearwater, and they're in cybersecurity. So it's just like the match made in heaven. So that's just incredible. And they reach out, you put into overdrive, you're able to finish the course. And could you tell us a little bit about that interview process?
Yeah, so it started with a phone screening. I got a call from the VP of sales and we touched base and just kind of see if we were a good fit for one another. And he loved what I had to say. He loved what I learned in CourseCareers. And then it transitioned into like a role play interview with one of the recruiters. And after that, we had to do a closing interview. And he was really impressed. He was really impressed. And, the recruiter, when she called me to tell me I got the job, she was like, you were impressive and you killed it.
That's just incredible. But what's even more incredible is the position that they interviewed you for and the position you actually ended up getting. So KnowBe4, just to give some context to everyone, they partnered with us to hire our students as sales development interns, which with the goal of funneling into permanent sales development reps. And they really like the students that they hired. So they're definitely keeping notice of CourseCareer students. And that's why the VP of sales reached out. So you're not even dealing with like the recruiter at that point. The executives are keeping an eye since they're that impressed. So they reached out to Della. And Della, what position were you actually interviewed for?
I was actually interviewed for a regional account manager and I had no idea. I thought it was an SDR position. And he's like, oh, this isn't for an SDR position. If you want me to get you in contact with those people, I can. This is for a regional account manager. And I was like, whoa.
Absolutely incredible. So, I mean, you really, really must have impressed this guy. And how did you impress them so much? What do you think was the determining factor there?
Oh, I know it was definitely CourseCareers. The Discord calls, we meet twice a week and we have a chance to not just talk, but actually go over the material, role play. So I was very comfortable with role play and I was very comfortable with speaking. And then the meetings that I had with you, Troy, I implemented everything you said. Every time I met with you, I had a pencil and paper and I'm just writing things down. And I can't remember how many times I'm like, Troy, wait, slow down. Let me write this down word
Yeah.
for word verbatim because, you guys just are a wealth of knowledge and just really giving it out. So it was really amazing.
And what a lot of people don't realize, even companies don't realize, is that we actually teach our students on the most
And the
updated
greatest part
and
about it
latest
is
best
I managed to
practices
leverage a
for this
60K
industry. So
base
even large
salary for the
companies
first 6 months,
with sales teams in
and
the
the
hundreds
OTE
actually look up
is
to our students
130.
to bring the latest best practices into their organization. So if you actually really focus on learning the material, companies, they value it like no other. You're really learning the latest and greatest, and you're the most sought after asset in the world at that point. So you went through this interview process, and can you tell us a little bit about what this regional account manager position entails? Maybe give us some like high levels on what you can expect, like pay wise, and is it remote, benefits,
Yeah,
all that good stuff?
absolutely. Absolutely. So it is a remote position. Being that I do live in Clearwater, I do have the option to go in if I want. It's not technically a hybrid position, but if I want to turn it into something hybrid, I have that option, which is
Nice.
amazing. And I managed to land a full sales cycle position. So I'm going to be able to search for the clients and walk them through the entire sales cycle before turning them over to the implementation team. So I managed to land like a nice 6-figure job right out the gate. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's the
So
best.
$130,000 on target earnings. And you get benefits too, like healthcare and all that.
Absolutely. Healthcare, dental, vision, like it's amazing. And unlimited PTO. So that's also really, really nice.
Unlimited paid time off. Wow. So keep in mind, so you're coming back from a background where you were working in retail sales. You don't have a bachelor's degree. This is really your first professional office job, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So this is your first professional office job, and you started the interview process with this company about 1 week after beginning CourseCareers. And you were able to impress them so much with the information that you learned. Was it solely through CourseCareers, like 90% through CourseCareers?
Oh, it was 100% through CourseCareers.
Wow.
Yeah, 100% through CourseCareers.
So you impressed them so much with all the information you learned through CourseCareers after that single week, and then just dedicating full time and putting that pedal down, that you're able to land a position for $130,000 on target earnings with the #1 company to work for in Tampa, the #1 cybersecurity company to work for, and one of the best companies to work for in general across the entire United States. Fully remote, full benefits, and $130,000 starting. That's crazy, Della.
I can't say it's crazy. I think it's just the power of CourseCareers. You really commit yourself to this program, you dedicate your time to it and really learn. And I know whatever you put in, you're going to get out. It's an amazing course, amazing program, full of amazing people. So I will scream it from the rooftops. It's great, great, great. Don't waste any time. Like, the only regret I have is that I took those couple of days to sleep on it. I couldn't even sleep. I knew I had to do it.
Yeah. Amazing. And how do you think this position is going to change the rest of your life?
Oh my gosh, it's just the starting point. It's absolutely just the starting point. I know from here, I'm going to really continue to work on learning this role and just really, really training and developing myself. And then just seeing how I can just give back to everyone else. And I plan to be a forever CourseCareers member. So I'll be there, as soon as you sign on, I'll be there to help you out. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I know it's going to change my life for the better.
Wow, that's incredible. And what does your husband think, and your kids, who saw you just that quickly go from just being, a broke college student to now being $130,000 technology sales rep at this amazing company?
Oh man, so my husband, he's like amazed. So he's a store manager of a auto repair shop, and he busts his butt all day long, and he doesn't make anywhere near how much I'm, signing up to make. So he's like, whoa, I didn't even realize, that's even possible. And you can do it from home. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
so he might be the next student.
Awesome. Yeah, just incredible, Della. And is there any advice you would give to students who haven't enrolled yet? But like you said, they're probably like sleeping on it, thinking about it, but just can't commit.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say don't look at what you're losing. Don't look at the amount of monetary value that you're going to pay for it. Look at what you're going to gain, because the more you put in, the dedication, the commitment, you're going to get tenfold back.
Yeah,
Bet on yourself.
absolutely incredible. Thanks again for sharing your story, Della.